in the Bay Area are hearing that more and more. And as our Alison Morrow shows us, the cost of doctors closing shop may ultimately be paid by their patients.
She may carry a computer, but Dr. Cindy Yance
Hi, Amanda. How are you today?
likes to practice family medicine in a more traditional sense.
What's new since our last visit?
Taking extra time to get to know people, not just their problems.
Over time, it makes it much easier to take care of them because you truly understand them.
And patients
Very warm.
pick up on it, like Pat Thompson, who started seeing Dr. Yance 10 years ago in this mustard-colored office in Palm Harbor.
A personal doctor, not somebody who stood with their hand on the doorknob.
But that doorknob today opens to a vacant office. It isn't Dr. Yance's practice anymore, and Pat Thompson isn't Dr. Yance's patient.
I was devastated.
Because her favorite doctor now lives in Indiana.
It was a very sad situation.
7 years after she opened shop here in Pinellas County in 2007, Dr. Yance moved to the cornfields of the Midwest, and she wasn't the only one.
2 OBGYN doctors who left the area, a family practice doctor, a pediatrician, and an internal medicine doctor, all from our community in the span of about 12 months.
Though data's scarce because no one's really tracking the trend yet, the Florida Medical Association, the Department of Health, Pinellas, and Hillsborough Medical Associations all say the same thing. Physicians are migrating from smaller private practices to large groups or hospitals, and in extreme cases like Dr. Yance's, leaving the state altogether.
I'm afraid for the people that are going to be 60 and 65 and older 20 years from now.
Though challenges face doctors across the country, Florida's malpractice insurance rates are among the highest in the U.S., some doctors paying $200,000 a year. But the other high number,
My average patient is probably 85 years old.
most of whom pay with Medicare. Federally funded insurance experts say it's taking longer and longer to reimburse doctors, and a quarter of the time doesn't even pay them at all. Add to that all the increased paperwork and the extra employees needed to process it all and paying the bills.
It's absurd. It's ridiculous.
Becomes a problem these problem solvers say they can't fix.
You also have the people that are retiring early or leaving the profession altogether just to avoid all those barriers.
But not everyone's leaving or quitting. Some are even choosing to start.
In spite of the hurdles that are there.
Residents like Dr. Sasha No admit they're overwhelmed, but still hopeful about their future.
I love what I do, and I hope that in 20 years from now, I'm still loving what I do.
But my fear is that the day will come, where that may not necessarily be the case anymore.
It's Pat Thompson's fear, too, because a few months ago, her orthopedic surgeon gave her the bad news again.
He would be closing his practice early November and was moving out of state.
Her second doctor to pack up and leave Pinellas County, now practicing in Front Royal, Virginia. I know this because that doctor is also my father.
And then you're back to square one to find another doctor.
Some worry patients will ultimately foot the bill, losing the kind of care that drew this doctor to medicine years ago.
Take some big breaths.
Dr. Yance says she's looking forward to better days. After all, her new Indiana town is aptly named Hope.
But I do miss Florida. I still have an active license, so you never know. Maybe I'll be back someday.
Alison Morrow, ABC Action News.
Some Chicago area nuns are on a mission to stop their new neighbors from moving in. The reason? The sisters don't want to share their neighborhood with a strip club. About 300 neighbors joined them for a peaceful